Hey, this is WhyBeAre with Art of Rally, and the first thing you need to do when you start up the game is choose your country. So I'm going to show you all the countries really fast, and then you can see if it supports your country or not. I hope you can read fast, because if not, you might miss it. And done. And apparently, yes, even Pride is a country now. I thought it was just a flag. I didn't know it was an actual country. So for all the countries, I'm going to choose the one I always like to choose in a situation like this, which is Nepal, because it's always interesting to see, is the flag implemented correctly? Because they have a really oddly shaped flag. It's not a rectangle like a normal flag. It's this double triangular looking thing. Then you got to choose your blood type. And you might be wondering, well, why is this important? Well, back in the olden days, in real rally racing, you would have your blood type on your rally car. So if you got in a crash or something and you need a blood transfusion, they would know what kind of blood to give you. So that's why it's important. And for me, my blood is sake. Have I had alcohol once in my life? No, but it is my blood. And then we just have visual settings. That's what I'm using. That's what they are. And then we have stability assist. And I'm a real rally driver. I don't need no assist in anything. Make it difficult and hard to do. Although one thing that's kind of weird is if you want full difficulty, you go left on these ones and then right on that one. It's not like just max it out. Then we got to choose our very first car. We have two options. This dude and this dude. There are other options, but they are currently locked. So between these guys, normally I'd pick him. But I'm going to mix things up a little bit because Mini Coopers are pretty cute, and I'm going to pick the Mini Cooper. And we got a handful of paint jobs as well. I like this one. That's a cool little paint job. So that's my car. And now I just get to sit back for a minute and enjoy the intro cutscene. It's actually pretty short. It's only about 30 seconds long, and it's just showing you the environment. And the visuals in this game do have a unique look to them. Like if you see a screenshot from this game and you've played this game, you're gonna know immediately that this is a screenshot from Art of Rally. There's the name, perfectly in line with when I was gonna say the name of the game. It's almost like I planned that out. And thankfully it's not too long, but we do have this thing where we have to talk to the statue that knows all about rally racing. And the fun thing is you can rev your engine at him while you're talking. I'm just bouncing out the rev limiter. He's like, hello, my child. I'm like, brum, 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 brum. I don't care. You're here to become a master of rally. Rally was accidentally created by a Finnish race car driver who was late to the sauna and had to take a shortcut through the woods. It began with humble little cars to modified sports cars and into the fabled monsters of Group B. Group B was the golden age of rally and was canceled because it was too dangerous. However, we are in a parallel universe where Group B was never canceled, and its successor Group S lives on. To do a dangerous thing with style is art, and becoming a master will require patience and determination. It's like, why are you revving the engine at me? And I'm just like, vroom, 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 vroom. I don't care. I'm a Mini Cooper looking thing. Technically not a Mini Cooper for licensing reasons, but it's a Mini Cooper. Welcome to Free Roam. Practice and explore the world. And when you're ready, go to the main menu to start rallying. Now go forth, and remember, trees are not your friends. I'll show you trees are my friends. And the car's just sitting there still going. It just wants to race, man. It doesn't want to see controls, it just wants to go. But there are the controls. Nothing really extraordinary about them. It's just basic racing game controls. And we are finally off, but really before we do any driving, we should talk about the camera angles because that's one of the most unique things about this game. All the camera angles are way up in the sky. So here's just going through all of them real quickly. That's more up in the sky. That's more up in the sky. That's even more. And then eventually you get to this one, which is the one I like the most because I feel like this one allows you to see the most of what's in front of you, because when you go up into the sky more, you don't get to see way ahead. Like you see, I can see the trees past the water with this one, but then you go higher and higher and higher and you never get to see those trees again until you get to that one camera angle we started with. So that's the one I'm going to be using. And with the camera angles in this game, it feels like no matter what driving physics it has, it's going to feel arcadey. And really the important thing is the driving physics match the style of the game, and it does. It has just the perfect feel of arcadey with some simulation in there for the way the game looks. Right now, we are in free roam mode, and when you're in free roam mode, there are all kinds of goodies around the map you can collect. For example, there are floating cassettes like that one I just collected, and I did a little tiny crash. Just the tiniest crash there is. If I didn't say anything, most of you guys probably wouldn't even notice that I crashed it. And before we do any racing, I want to do free roam because I need to really get into the feel for exactly how this car drives, because earlier on in practice, I was using the other car. So there is another collectible dead ahead. Full speed! This is the ideal way to get collectibles. So one thing worth noting is when you're in free roam mode, you really can't go anywhere. You don't have to stay on the dirt roads. There are fences and such that you cannot pass through, but there's a lot of freedom around here to cut across huge chunks of the land if you want to. And obviously, if you try to do something like that in the race, the game's gonna be like, no, 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 you're not allowed to do that, and it gives you a penalty. So don't even try it. So it's really nice that you have the option to just drive around if that's what you want to do, and this is kind of neat. So the floating cameras are like scenic areas, so you can hit Y to take in the view, and you got your car in the picture in the background there, and it just looks so nice and serene. But then bam, you're back into rally racing, serenity gone, now we just gotta go fast again. Well, I guess we could go slow, but then we don't get the airtime. Everybody likes the airtime, just the littlest hop. Oh, by the way, it looks like this car only has 4 gears because we were topped out there and I was trying to shift and it just wasn't happening. Yeah, confirmed. The car has 4 gears and there's the crowd. Slide into them and smack them up. Yeah. And you do actually hit them if you slide into them like I did right there. If you drive straight into them, they will avoid you. But sliding, oh man, you're going to smack them and push them through fences and stuff. It's kind of funny if you look closely. And you don't feel bad about it because they're just these little sticks. They don't look like you're hitting real people. You're just bouncing off of these floating stick dudes. And there aren't a lot of stick dudes in the free roam mode, but when you do actual rally racing, there are bunches of them. You got to make sure you're not tempted to crash into them because you will waste a lot of time. So here's another scenic area. Got the barn behind us. Unfortunately, the windmill isn't in the picture. Because if you look at the area around us, there's a giant windmill there, but it's not in the picture, which makes me so sad because that windmill looks cool. Now back to racing. It seems like the way the game works is when you go into a race, what it actually does is it just takes a bunch of random roads from the free roam mode and it blocks some corners off and says this is the official rally course and it'll be different every time you do the race. So there should be a lot of replayability to the game because of that. And I have just picked up another letter. And I think on that one, you actually need to fly through the air to pick it up. And oh no! Yeah! Somehow I dodged through those trees. I was going too fast to make this corner, but that was still super impressive how I didn't touch a single one. And by the way, if you're thinking, oh, well, you could just drive through those maybe, right? No. You will actually hit the trees if you crash into them. And I bet some of you out there are like, you're lying, WhyBeAre. You didn't actually get that lucky. You never got lucky. Well, watch this. I'm going to go ahead and crash into a tree right now to prove my point. Bam! And yes, I do think those are supposed to be trees and not toothpicks. They're just trees with no leaves on them. I don't know. They do look just like a bunch of toothpicks, which is weird. But there's another cassette we've just picked up. And we can keep on driving through Toothpick Forest. I'm sorry, that's the official name from now on. Whenever I see those are toothpicks. They ain't trees. They're just giant toothpicks. And when you make a toothpick, what you do is you get one of those and then you just shave off a little piece. And each little piece you shave off is a full toothpick. That's how toothpicks are made in this world. It's an alternative universe, they said, remember? So that is how they make toothpicks in this alternative universe where Group B was never outlawed and Group S exists. And coming up, you can kind of see it. There's a van just sitting on the side of the road. That van is important. It says Found Dunes Van. So finding those vans is one of the categories in the bottom right that you gotta achieve. So that's what it looks like. And we found it. And funnily enough, the first time I found it, I literally accidentally flew off the course right here. I'm like, oh, so that's what the van looks like. And that's what I'm supposed to do to find it with the icon over there. Wow, that was convenient. I'm pretty sure it was completely coincidental and they don't actually plan for you to fly off the course there. But it worked amazingly well for me personally. So now we're gonna really push the limits of exploration to see what can you get away with and what can't you get away with. So up here we have a giant body of water. The question is simple. What happens when you drive into the water? Well, it's just gonna teleport you back onto the road because you can't drive underwater. This is a car, not a submarine. This is Age of Rally, not Age of Submarines. But we still have a lot of freedom. For example, we can go around the water and climb up the mountain instead. At about 30 miles per hour. Whoa, we are flying. Oh, oh man, that's too bad I lost control there because that was amazing. That was an absolutely beautiful flight. As I was saying though, we can like completely cut through the map. So if we get back on our wheels, which we did, you see there's road over here. And if we were to pull up the map, you can see we just cut through that whole center section there. We don't need to drive on the roads in free run. We can go wherever we want to. The one thing I haven't tried actually is what happens when you go to the edges of the map. Maybe we'll do that later, but I don't want to do that right now because I want to get the collectibles. that is my current goal. And we're actually about halfway through it, so it shouldn't be that much longer until we've gotten all of them. Now over here we have an L, but the L is way high in the air, so we'll just drive right under it if we try to get it here. So what we need to do is we need to use the jump, and we need to go fast through there and do a pretty big flight. I think this will be enough room to get up to speed. Little 180 maneuver, and we are off. How fast are we gonna go? We're gonna top it out. 50 miles per hour upshift. Almost topped out, and it is enough to get the L and get out of the way, you idiots. Oh, I have a dumb idea. Can this work as a ramp? Nope. It kind of looked like a ramp. I don't know. I don't know why I thought that would work. Sometimes I just think dumb things. I already had an amazing airtime anyways. That beautiful roll through the air is something I can never duplicate again, even if I tried. That was just pure amazing luck. So here's another scenic picture spot. And I think this is the only one where when you take the picture, your car is still on the road and not in the grass. I just think that's kind of interesting, don't you? And look how dirty my car is. That is a shame. When we first started, this car was so nice and clean. In fact, by where we started, there's actually a thing that says it is the car wash and it can clean your car. Maybe that's something we'll test later on. But right now, I gotta do some serious off-roading through here. Also, you notice when you're behind an object, it gives you like this x-ray vision. So you always have vision of your car, which is kind of nice. And depending on your camera angle, you might not even really notice that at all. For my camera angle, I have the one where you'll notice it the most frequently. But you could also get the camera angle where you might almost never notice it because the camera is so high up above everything else on the map. And if you look off to your right, you'll see we have a beautiful windmill. It gets the air and it spins around and does windmill things. We got a road down there. Yes, very nice. I'm your official tour guide through the area. We are done looking at that, so everybody stop looking at that. You're not allowed to look at it anymore. Now we're going to continue driving along. So we only have 4 more things left to find. And by the way, the reason we're doing all this stuff in free roam is because you do get bonuses and unlocks and stuff by finding all the things in free roam. And to be 100% honest with you guys, I have more fun just driving around, chilling, and exploring in free roam than I do actually racing. And at the intersection, we want to go to the right. I had to pull up the map real quickly because I got a little bit spun around with the shortcut I took. Made me all confused. But now I got my bearings again, and I know exactly where I'm going. I'm going left. Now I'm going straight. Then I'm going to go to the right. See, I know exactly the direction I'm going, and you can't prove otherwise. All right, so way over there, you see that little Y floating in the air? That Y stands for WhyBeAre. They put it in the game just for me. Or it's the last letter of Rally. I don't know which it is. There's been a lot of debate in the community, and I think it really is just the last letter of WhyBeAre. Or the first letter. It's the last letter of my real initials, but the first letter in WhyBeAre, okay? So I'll say dumb things that make no sense because I'll think, oh yeah, it's the last letter of my initials, but it's not the last letter of WhyBeAre. Either way, that's enough confusion because we have another crowd, and you know what you do when you see a crowd, you plow right through them. Like, I intentionally go out of my way to make sure I am going to hit them all the time. I'm going to be a terrible, terrible rally driver, aren't I? Oh, good. Off in the distance, we got more people to smash into. Yeah, there are so many of them too. Just, you're out of my way. I'm a rally car. They're lucky they didn't get hit. So here is the final scenic area, which is probably the first one most people find if they go to the left because we're right near where we started. And again, my car is so filthy and embarrassing. And what is actually kind of sad is it seems like once you take the picture, you can't ever do it again. I would love to just bring other cars and take pictures of them there, do it again and take a picture with my car that's clean and it just has like a little photo album. Here's all the pictures you took. Like, why not? That'd be cool. Oh, there's a cassette as we are a little bit off the course going super fast. And right there, the X-ray vision did save me a bit because I would not be able to see my car at all through that section otherwise. And the final cassette should be coming up, and then we'll have collected everything there is to collect in free roam. And then we have to do an actual race. Oh, darn. I like free roam, man. Racing's probably fine, too. I'll be honest with you guys. I haven't tried much of racing, but I've done a lot of free roam, and free roam's cool. So here's another time where the X-ray vision helps, and ooh, dodging that tree on the outside line. Nobody expects that, do they? Oh, this is actually neat. Way off in the distance, I can see some things that are cool. Because most of the things you see around you cannot drive through, it seems like. But this is one of the exceptions. These signs, yeah, you can bash right through them, like so. The big fat harvester, though, that's strong. You can't bash through him. All right, there is the final cassette. It has been collected. We've collected everything there is to collect in this free roam. I am happy. The ramps still do not work. Stupid ramps. And yes, I know they're not actually ramps and they're just stacks of logs, but they look like ramps when you're driving fast at rally racing speeds. So that water, also too deep. If you drive into it, it'll just, again, reset you. All right, so that's enough messing around in free roam. Let's go ahead and check out photo mode real quick, which is neat. So you can take pictures of things. You can zoom out, zoom in, roll. But the most important thing is you can bring the camera down. This is the camera angle you'll never see when you're actually playing the game. But for photo mode, yeah, you can do that. You also have the photo effects, so you can really tune this however you want it. There are just tons of things here. I'm not really going to go deep into that, but you could have paused it and looked if you wanted to, but you can just take a nice little photo like that. And I'll probably end up using that for the thumbnails on the videos because it's nice to have a down low view where you could really see the car and not just have the car being a little speck in the thumbnail. And now on to career mode. In Rally, you race on multiple sections of road called stages. The driver with the best total time in all the stages is the winner. Career mode follows rally history from 1967 to 1996 with one season each year. Each season has randomly generated rallies, so it'll be new each time. If you finish a season with at least one restart remaining, you will unlock a bonus livery. And to finish first, you must first finish. Good luck and never give up. Oh, I'm going to give up immediately. If I crash or something, we're going to give up and restart. You can't tell me not to give up if there's no consequences. So Group 2. As Rally was growing in popularity, regulations were needed to better organize the events and enhance the competition. The biggest rally events of the time were united in a single championship, attracting manufacturers to display their cars, drivers to race, and crowds to watch. Now we gotta do the difficulty, and since I don't know anything about how hard the game is, I'm just leaving it at stock. And for the car, I'm gonna go with the Mini again, but we're gonna change up the color a little bit. We'll give it the racing stripe because it's the racing version. Also, the vehicles do have description as well, so I'll go ahead and read it for the Mini. The diminutive compact, which was made to go through the tight spaces of British cities. This same form factor made it into a rally classic that you could still park at the pub. Who needs raw power when you can go full throttle through a hairpin? Me. Why not both? Full throttle and lots of raw power. So here are the races I'm going to do. The first is 2.5 miles. The second one is 3.7 it looked like. Dang you, SSD. Why do you need to load so fast? I don't get to read the stuff. Anyways, when you load up a new course, you get this nice little cutscene where it's like, here, look at the trees, look at the course, look at the people. It's all so peaceful and serene. But soon there'll be a rally car ripping through here, destroying the peacefulness and the serenity of the area. And there's quite a few pictures that it actually loops through here, but I'll cut it at 3 so we can go ahead and get to racing. And we have a button that says options. Maybe it tunes the car. Nope, it's just the regular game options. The car is the way it is. You can't change it. You want the car to drive different? Get a different car then. Now, one thing I really have no clue about though is how fast I actually need to drive to win. Because earlier in testing, I just drove a little bit and said, okay, yeah, that's great. I didn't actually finish a run to see how I ranked up. So I don't know if I need to feel like I'm perfect just to be competitive or if I can be really sloppy and lazy and still win. That's what we're going to find out. And that's also the main reason I left it on the normal difficulty, because I have no idea if I drive good enough for higher difficulties, or maybe I need to put it down to easy. Who knows? Oh, look at this crowd of people. When I see something like that, I just think, I want to slam into them and make complete chaos, even though I know I shouldn't. I really shouldn't, but boy, do I want to. All right, let's take this corner flat out. Here we go. No! This is what happens when you take a front-wheel drive car rallying. If I had rear-wheel drive, it could have powered through it maybe. Or all-wheel drive. All-wheel drive would have been able to power through that. But the front-wheel drive, it just couldn't power through it the way I was hoping. I ended up halfway off the course accidentally. Right now, I should really focus on doing a consistent and repeatable run where I know, okay, this is me driving average. And then if I'm driving average and I still win, then I can up the difficulty. Or if I drive average and I'm getting my butt whooped, then I need to decrease the difficulty. I feel like after I made that mistake, though, I've been nailing these corners. That's the push I needed. I needed the, oh no, I made a mistake. I gotta pay closer attention, and then I do good. And I have noticed you can quite often cut the corners just a little bit, but I don't know if it actually saves any time, because when you hit the edges of the dirt, then it slows you down some. So there is the finish going into that little thing and smashing it. So we got a time of 1:48.3. 349, which is stage 1 result is 1 and rally result is 1. So I'm in first place in the stage and in total as well, which makes sense considering we've only done 1 stage. It'd be weird if I wasn't in first after 1 stage yet I had the best time in stage 1. Well, maybe if I had like a lot of penalties or something, that's how it could work, I guess. So here is the next map, and this one does look very, very different. We're gonna even drive through a town, apparently. See, I gotta pay attention. I forgot to do it last time, but I want to pay attention and see the areas I see on the cutscene. They are present on the actual roads we drive on, right? That's what we're gonna find out. I want to make sure, do I drive through a town or not? And there are buildings that are half destroyed here, but they could be anywhere. Like, there's some specific elements of the town that I'm gonna look for. The main thing is, one of the corners, there's a building, and that building is blue. If I see that on the race course, it probably is just a picture from the actual course. If I don't see that, then it's just a generic picture from the area we're driving in. And I just thought about the math real quick. So I thought the last course said it was 2.5 miles, and I did it in 1 minute and 48 seconds. So that means my average speed would be about 80 miles per hour. Yet this car tops out at around 80 miles per hour, and I know I wasn't bouncing off the rev limiter the whole time. So the scale of things isn't really accurate then, I guess. Or maybe the courses, their distances were in kilometers? That could make sense, because if the course was 2.5 kilometers, that means we would be averaging about 50 miles per hour, and that sounds more reasonable. Whoa, no! That corner was evil. It like tightened up on me. And there's that blue building. This is the corner from the cutscene. But that corner was evil. It tightened up on me, and because my camera is so low, I couldn't see over the building to notice that it tightened up until it was too late. Yeah, we had a little bit of x-ray vision to help, but it didn't give me enough distance ahead of me to see the road until it was too late. Now I was already flying off of it. That is a little bit evil. I wonder though if I had the other camera angles if it would have been better. I don't think I'm going to change though, because this one feels the most natural. Because I really like being able to see what's ahead of me, and when it's just so little ahead of me, I don't like it one bit. Woo! That was a really tight corner. I don't think I could have made that any tighter without crashing. That was nice. Oh, and by the way, I should mention, on the left side of the screen we have a progress bar, and it tells us how far along we are on the course. So right now we're doing pretty good. We're a bit over halfway through, although we are at 2 minutes and 15 seconds already, which sounds just a little bit too high. You know what? I might have got a penalty when I flew off the course and they reset me. I didn't pay close enough of attention, but that really is possible because I don't feel like I've been driving for just quite that long. Like maybe it was only like a 5 or 10 second penalty or something like that. It's just enough where the timer doesn't feel like it matches up. But I do notice this course does feel different than the other one. Like the location we're in really determines the kind of corners we get, because here we have a lot more corners like this where it's just corner after corner whipping you back and forth. And oh, that's not the finish line. Things like that. Oh, we got airtime again. Here we go, more airtime. Yeah, don't crash it. Oh goodness, big corner. We slowed down enough. It was a little bit worrisome, but I managed to get it under control and slow down all in the time we had. And those idiots, they literally got slammed by my vehicle and they distracted me so much I almost flew off of the course. But they actually got hit by my vehicle by jumping in the way, and I was perfectly on the course. That ain't my fault. So time of 3:16, and apparently that's still stage results 1 and rally results 1. I assume that means I'm in first place, but honestly I don't know for sure. Also, there's replays you can watch, and I'll let you watch it a little bit later, because now I want to see, did I actually win? And yes, I did. I won by 31 seconds. So I could probably increase the difficulty 1 stage and still be all right. There's our trophy for first place though. Stage wins 100%, restarts left 100%. That is a flawless run. 25 points, all the points are mine. How do you get 25 points? We did 2 races in total. So how do you have 25 points? And why are aliens taking my car? Ooh, they're replacing it with a new car. I like this car even better. It's the La Montagne. A sleek and aerodynamic design, coupled to a very light body and capable engine, made it one of the first entrants to the 200 km/h club, and it is still revered to this day. Rumor has it the shape came about after the design engineer accidentally sat on a baguette. Oh, that is just so racist to Italians. Thank goodness I picked Nepal and not Italy. Otherwise, boy, would I be offended. Hey, we got a bonus delivery for the DOS 220. What's the 220? DOS the 220. Anyways, that's gonna do it for this video. I'll give you guys something to watch in the outro. But until next time, this has been WhyBeAre. And remember, if you like or dislike this video, I'll know. I can tell by how high up the camera angle is. So do the right thing, and I'll see you next time.